Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Michelle. If you clicked on this video, why not subscribe? I promise you it's a vibe. If you rock with me, I rock with you, which means we locked in for life, and that's on period. Today I'm going to be doing a little Q&A for you guys. I like to do these from time to time just so that I can engage with you guys, get to know you guys, and give you a little advice. If you are interested in these type of videos, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing and join the Simplies because it's a vibe. I asked you guys in the community post to send me some questions, random questions, anything that you wanted to know, whether it's pertaining to relationships, mental health, life, whatever. We all go through certain things where we need a little bit of advice, and your girl's gonna do just that today. So with that being said, we're gonna hop right into it. I do wish I had a little snack, a little hors d'oeuvre or something, but me and trying to eat and talk, y'all, I'm not even gonna do it. I'm gonna look through these questions, we're gonna talk, and that's that. So, first question is how to deal with betrayal, the person you were with for a long time and had children with. Anytime it comes to betrayal, that's something that it hits. Whether it's a relationship, friend, whether it's a family member, when somebody betrays you, it's a shocking feeling because you never expected that person to do something to you. But I've learned that when people betray you, when people hurt you, that you need to look at them in a different eye. Doesn't mean you have to hate them or wish bad on them, but just know that when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. As a woman, I tend to be very forgiving. I'm a very forgiving type of person because I feel like, hell, we all make mistakes, right? We all do silly things, and sometimes we're not aware of what our actions may do to somebody. I believe in second chances, but third, fourth, and fifth, after the first and second time, if you're continuously betraying me and hurting me, you care nothing about my feelings, you care about self. So when somebody betrays you, especially when you have a child with them, that's when it's really difficult because now you share an emotional connection, physical connection with that person. Depending on where you are with this person, whether you guys live together or not, I say just act accordingly with that person. Try not to show any emotion and try to deal with that person as less as possible, only if it's necessary for the child. But if you're dealing with that person, you guys are still in that relationship, you're gonna have to learn to forgive that person. As painful as it sounds, you have to forgive that person, not for them, but for you and for your sanity, because if not, you're gonna be walking around with all of those unresolved issues. It's not healthy for your well-being, holding on to anger because of somebody else's stuff, somebody else's issues. I'd rather hold on to stuff that I did to myself than to hold on to somebody else's BS. You understand what I'm saying? So learn to forgive that person, but you don't have to forget. How long is too long to wait for your significant other to get it together? We've been together for 7 years. It all depends on what you mean when you say get it together. I mean, it all just depends on your tolerance, what you will deal with and what you won't. I believe in going into any type of relationship so that nothing gets confused. You need to be able to communicate your wants and your needs before you even make it an official relationship. That way nobody can ever say, well, you never told me this or you never told me that. But if you've been with this person for 7 years and you've been riding the wave for this long and you've never really said anything to your partner, they're not gonna change. And at the end of the day, a person is not gonna change by you telling them to change, especially a man. And I hate to throw shade out there, but a man's not gonna change unless they wanna change. And that's just the reality of it. Hell, I'm not gonna change unless I'm ready to change. So the first thing I suggest is just having some type of communication. Sitting your partner down, letting them know, this is what I need, this is what I want to make our relationship stronger. And if this is something that you can't give me and you don't feel like you will even try to accommodate my needs, as well as you bending for them too, because a relationship is 50-50. I don't like that 80-20 rule because, listen, you're not gonna suck me dry. We're gonna work together. If your partner is willing to do that and understand that, then I can see this being a long-lasting relationship. I also recommend trying some type of therapy. Sometimes as human beings, when you're with somebody for a long time and you're comfortable in that situation, sometimes you need that professional person to come in to dissect the situation from an outside person looking in. Hearing it from a stranger's point of view may wake that person up, you know what I mean? That's only if your partner is willing to do that, but you know what you need, you know what you want, and you know what you want to tolerate. So if you can see yourself being in this relationship for many more years like this, being unhappy, then that's your choice. But if you can't, you're gonna have to reevaluate your situation and see, why are you allowing this? Why are you settling for less if you know you deserve better? Next question is how to make a change in your life. When it comes to change, no matter what it is, change is always scary, especially for me, because if I don't really know the outcome, that's where the anxiety comes in for me, because I'm always thinking the future. I'm not thinking present moment. If I don't know what the outcome is going to be for me, that makes me feel like I don't want to go, that I don't want to try that, I don't want to go that route. Fear tends to block us when we're wanting to make a change. But if this is something that you want, especially if you know it's going to benefit you in the long run, I say make that change. The fact that you're even thinking about changing, that's growth in itself. And with growth comes change. And with change comes a very wise person. And we're always growing. There's many different stages before you get to where you want to get to see that change. So don't be afraid of change. I say start off small. If this is something that you see that's going to benefit you and it's going to make you feel like you're the best version of yourself, I say go for it. Next question. How do you handle going through a divorce? And are you cool on a guy having female friends? From my mouth to your ears. Any type of breakup or any type of struggle in a relationship is like tug of war. You know, it's like a back and forth type of thing. Roller coaster, up and down, different trials and tribulations. But a divorce is a different type of ball game because you start off by saying I do. And then you end off by saying I can't. There's a lot of emotions, different layers in those emotions that make you feel crazy because it's a decision that you have to fight with yourself. And at the end of the day, you have to choose you over anything. No matter what you feel or how you feel for that person, at the end of the day, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I need me. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be loved. I deserve all of the good that's supposed to come my way. And if that's something that you're not getting, don't beat yourself up if that's the route you chose. If it's not easy going through a divorce, like I said, it takes time. You know, you're gonna cry, you're gonna laugh, you may even have some regrets, even after making the decision that you made. But at the end of the day, you did what's best for you. And that's all that matters. You're not living your life to please anybody else. You're living your life for you. Am I cool with a guy having female friends? Absolutely. I feel like if you have a problem with your significant other or your boyfriend or your girlfriend having female friends or male friends, that's insecurity. And for me, that's a big turnoff. I do not like an insecure man. I want a confident man, baby. I want us to both be confident. If you know what you bring to the table in our relationship and you know you can take care of your man, there should be no reason why he can't socialize and conversate with other women. There are boundaries when it comes to a man talking to a woman. Women tend to be a man's weakness, so it all depends on how close this man is with this woman. How often is this man talking to this woman or hanging out with this woman? Because then that's when the insecurities will come in. A man can make you feel insecure as well as a woman. So I just feel like if it's cool, you know, there's no disrespect. I personally prefer him not to have any female friends. But I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it because, again, I don't need to feel like, oh, I'm not bringing enough to the table in this relationship. I am the table. So when you love yourself and you have enough confidence in yourself, you're not going to feel that. You're not going to even worry about that. That's, oh, please, he's talking, oh, he has multiple friends. And I feel like it should be the same way for a woman. A woman should be able to have male friends, but you just have to know when it's too much because sometimes it can look a little suspicious. It can cause conflict in a relationship. But as long as you're not doing no funny business and sneaking phone calls and creeping and stuff like that, then yeah, do your thing, boo. As an adult, what do you do when you live under your parents and they cross boundaries? How can they be approached? I'll be 100% honest with you. There's no way in God's green earth I could see myself living under the same roof as my mom. I love my mom to death. I'll do anything for my mom. But when you hit that certain stage in your life, it's going to be very hard to live with your parents because parents have their own rules. They like things the way they like things, and parents tend to be stuck in their ways. So it can cause conflict when you're living with your parents because it's like, you're living under my roof. You have to abide by my rules. I don't give a damn if you're 40, 50, 60 years old. This is how I like things in my house. And if you don't abide by it, then you can hit the door. So, I mean, it's a little hard, but if you're living under the roof of your parents and they're making you feel uncomfortable, don't be afraid to talk to your parents. If you have one parent that's more calmer than the other, you know, take them to the side and say, look, you know, what you said to me the other night at dinner was very disrespectful, or, you know, the way you're making me feel is unpleasant. You know, just try to talk to each other. When you're living with somebody, it can be very uncomfortable, especially when it's not yours. You just feel so unwanted. You just want to get out of there, but you will get there. Just try to make it as peaceful as you can, communicate, and try to look for something of your own, even if it's just a studio apartment. If you don't like the way you're feeling and you want to change that situation, you're going to have to get up and you're going to have to make a change for yourself, because if not, you're going to have to deal with the uncomfortability. How do you motivate yourself when you feel stuck in a rut mentally and emotionally? I done lost count on how many times I felt stuck mentally, emotionally. Life to me is like a roller coaster. Some days I feel like I'm all the way here. Other days I feel like I'm hitting rock bottom. The days that I feel like I struggle more are the days that I feel. It's okay to feel. Why am I feeling like this? What's making me feel like this? Cry, get it out, scream, throw rocks, break shit. I have different levels to when I'm going through things, but my first response is I cry. I cry, and I feel like sometimes you just need to get it out. It's okay to not be okay. You don't have to be strong all the time. So when I feel like that, I give myself a good 24 hours or more, and I feel. And then I try to get up, and then I say, you know what? Let me give this to God, because some of my battles are not for me to handle. Some of them are just too much, and it's not for me to do. It's God's job. So I cast it upon him, and he works it out. And then I do a little retail therapy. I try to go out and do things that make me feel good, whether it's shopping. That always works, okay? Shopping is the key to all happiness for a woman. I love to shop, so I make myself get up, try to do my hair, I try to look cute, and then I try to just do little things that make me feel good, like journaling, running, just trying to release any type of endorphins or any type of things that may be throwing my mental off. And before I know it, I'm back on track. But we're human. You're human. You're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days. That's just life, and you just have to be prepared for those crappy days, those icky days where you just don't want to get up out the bed. You don't like how you feel, but just know greater days are ahead. All you got to do is just pray or talk to somebody. There was a time where my mental health was really struggling with my anxiety and my panic attacks, and I felt like I was alone in the whole world with people all around me. And I felt like nobody saw me. I felt like it was just me going through so much turmoil, and I didn't know where to put my emotions. And it was so heavy for me, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. And so I decided that I wanted to get professional help, and I seek therapy for a few months, and believe it or not, it really works. A lot of people frown upon that, especially in African American ethnicity. They frown upon us going through any type of anxiety or mental health issues, but listen, we all struggle, we all have a story, so talk to somebody and don't be ashamed, because a lot of people that judge you for that, 9 times out of 10, they need to seek help as well. How to be more confident, and also how to make good quality friendships in our 30s. You have to learn how to show up for yourself and pour love into yourself. We tend to look for love in other individuals to give it to us. It's almost like we look for validation. So when somebody says, "Oh, you are beautiful," that just makes your head feel boosted, right? You feel amazing, like, "Oh, I really do feel beautiful." But you have to learn to look at yourself every day in the mirror, with or without makeup on, and say, "I am a bad, okay? Do anything I set my mind to, and nothing or nobody is gonna take that from me." And when you speak those things into yourself every day, you start to believe them. Everything is a work in progress. So big on consistency, because the more you do something, the better you get at it, and the more you'll believe it. And before you know it, honey, your confidence is going to be up there, and nobody can try to chip at it or anything. You are unstoppable. Speak life into yourself. Read affirmations. You don't need it from anybody else. It comes from within. How to make good quality friendships. I'm a little skeptical when it comes to having friends. Very, very funny, and very, very careful on who I call my friend, because not everybody's your friend, right? Watch out for those people that you call your friends, and see if they have the qualities of a real friend, because a real friend is going to be there, good, bad. They're going to be there even after you curse them out. They're going to show up for you when you can't get up out the bed. They're going to show up for you when you're crying. Those are good friends. So I don't really have a lot of friends. I feel like I have more of associates than anything, because you just can't trust anybody. And I just don't have time for any betrayal. I don't have time to get myself worked up. I'm focusing on myself. If you want to build good quality friendships, I say be around people that are doing something with themselves, positive things with themselves. Those are the people that you want to surround yourself with too, because not everybody has your best interest at heart. Hey boo, first, how are you? I'm good, boo, thank you. How are you? Second, how do I edit my videos, and or what's the best editor app? I made a YouTube channel, but I don't really know what I'm doing. Listen, baby, when I first started YouTube, knew nothing about YouTube. There's no transcript. There's nobody that's gonna tell you what to do. I started out with just using the iPhone. As long as you have a camera and some lighting, baby, you good. You don't need all that expensive equipment. You need yourself, some good lights, and a camera, and your voice. That's all you need. When it comes to editing, I started editing off of iMovie, which is on a Mac computer, which is very easy, very simple, because a lot of the editing apps are very confusing. Start off with iMovie. You can also download apps on the App Store. Just type in, or just go on Google and type in editing apps for free, and you can literally download it on your phone and you can edit right off your phone. You don't even need your laptop. You don't need a computer. All you need is a charger and a phone, baby. How can I be a better YouTuber? See, that's where you messed up at. You are already great. The fact that you're doing something that most people would die to do and don't have the courage to speak in front of a camera, you're great already. But if you want to be great at anything, just keep filming. Just keep recording. Keep doing it. Even when you don't feel like your content is worth people watching it. Even if your views don't match somebody else's. Focus on you. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing, and just keep dropping those videos. The more you do it and you watch your videos, it's all about practice. It's all about being consistent. And the more you do it, the better you will get at it. So how to be more feminine and dating tips. Okay, so if you want to be a little more feminine, I highly suggest you pick a day, go to the store and buy some sexy lingerie, buy some cute panties, certain things that are different for you. Sometimes we have to step outside of the box and do the uncomfortable, things that we're not used to doing, which helps us to grow and helps us to be a little more open-minded. Because when you're stuck in your ways, you're not gonna really change because this is what you're used to. Go get you some cute stuff. Get some lip gloss. Maybe try putting on some makeup. You don't have to beat your face, but you can start off with a little bit of lipstick. Maybe try some different hairstyles. And of course, you need some good smell goods. Go out and just focus on you and just pick up all the girly things that you can think of. That always makes me feel super feminine. I would like to know, since you've gotten your divorce and had time to get back to finding yourself, what changes have you seen yourself revert back to as far as your way of thinking, personality traits? Honestly, just loving myself, because I feel like in a relationship, sometimes we lose that in a relationship. We're so busy trying to please our partner that we forget about our needs and our wants. So after my divorce and having time to myself, I was able to pour back into myself. I felt like I was empty at one point in my life. So I started to do things that made me feel good. I didn't have to worry about it affecting anybody else. Just being able to do me. Be selfish with myself for the first time. And that's something that I've never really done because I'm more of an empath. I'm a giver. I'm that person who always wants to fix everything and everybody. So it felt good to revert back to just being by myself before motherhood. I just started doing things that I once did before life got complicated, before children, before marriage. And I was doing me, honestly, just doing me and doing everything that made me feel good once upon a time. Whether it was spending a lot of money on something that I wanted, I no longer felt like I had to stop and feel guilty about it. Buying myself flowers, you know what I mean? Not looking for somebody else to give me the flowers. I brought the flowers to me. And I just learned to pour back into myself. I also started to get more into God. I felt like when my relationship started to struggle, a lot of negativity was surrounding me. It wasn't even just a relationship. Once my relationship started failing, I felt like failing, everything else was just like, it was like a domino effect. And I didn't see the point of praying anymore because I felt like my life was just what it was. And these are the cards that I was dealt, so why would I pray? And that's when I noticed things they just kept getting worse and worse until I decided to go back to God, and He's the only one that's going to make it right. Building a closer relationship with God has definitely helped me to get through all of this. Are you dating somebody? Y'all asked me this before. I'm not dating anybody right now. I just feel like it's my time right now for me to just do me and get right. I don't want to jump into anything if I'm not right. I'm not going to be perfect, but I want to get right mentally. I want to be stronger for my next relationship. I want to get rid of any baggage and just make sure I'm mentally prepared, making sure I understand my boundaries and to never settle, to never tolerate certain things, and just show up for myself. I want to make sure that I'm strong enough emotionally and I love myself enough so that when God does place that right person in my life, I won't look for that. You know what I mean? I will already be prepared and I won't feel like I need that going into a relationship. A lot of people want relationships because they're lonely, they're broken, they're looking for something from somebody that they're lacking. So they look to that person to feed it to them, and that's when you become codependent, and that's when you deal with a lot of toxicity, you deal with abuse, you deal with neglect, you deal with infidelity, and the list can go on. I want to make sure I'm all the way good, and God knows what He's doing. He's gonna put that right person in my life when He feels like I'm ready. Last question. Dun, 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 dun. What was your biggest failure? I don't feel like I've ever been a failure in my life. I do feel like I've made some silly decisions growing up because, you have to learn. You don't come into this world knowing everything. My grandma always says a hard head makes a soft ass. Sometimes you got to go through different things to learn for yourself. You can hear from other people who have been through it, but you're gonna have to walk your own walk. All of everything I've went through that tried to take me out, tried to break me, literally has taught me and molded me and strengthened me to be the person that I am today, to be able to take on anything. Because when you go through a lot of stuff in your life, it's almost like I'm prepared for whatever else. I've already been through this. You know what? I'm ready for what else is coming. And once I prepared myself for that, I just feel like I'm equipped. And as long as I have God on my side, I'm all the way shielded and I'm armored. So I don't think I failed at anything. I feel like they were all lessons to teach me things that I needed to see. Maybe I couldn't see on my own. So this is what was dealt to me so that I could wake up and see that this was not the right choice. That's all, folks. That's all I have for you for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. We love talking to you guys, and just on a personal level, we all need some advice. We all need somebody that we can go to and just get a little bit of some good feedback. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to turn your post notifications on so you never miss when I upload. If you made it this far, hit that subscribe button. If you didn't subscribe yet, baby. Also, don't forget to shop Satins by Shell, satin bonnets and do-rags. So I would love for you guys to shop. I'll be sure to leave the link in the description. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next upload.
Simply Shell, Simply Michelle. You're watching her on YouTube.